We're gonna go with let's go. We're gonna go with c5 again, but we're gonna do a different version of the Sicilian defense here. Knight f3. We're gonna go with d6 this time. d4 takes. c3. Okay. Now, do I want to take and allow him to get like the Smith-Morra gambit? I think it would be okay. I'm gonna avoid it though. No need to get mixed up in that kind of stuff. Just play g6 here. Do I think Nakamura is as good as Viswanathan Anand? They're probably pretty equal. I'd say, yeah, they're pretty equal in rating. Anand definitely has better things in the past that he's done, previous world champion and whatnot. But you know, Nakamura is also a very strong player, so not discrediting any of that. Oh, how to get the free chess coaching? I'm sorry. I forgot to do it right after that game, didn't I? I'll explain it to all of you guys in just let me finish this game, and then I'll explain it to all of you guys. I apologize for that. We're going to play h6 just to kick the bishop. Somebody remind me if after this game's over, if I forget for whatever reason. All right. Hey, Miko Ping. You already signed up, Jim Jim? All right, sounds good. Hey, chess sucks. All right, I guess we're just playing e5 here. He's gonna take my knight, and then I'll take back. That's fine. Now we have a little bit of better control of the center, and we're gonna play rook to b8 here to hit the b2 pawn. Queen e2. We're going to play now rook to e8. Keep this pawn guarded. Probably play knight h5 and take this bishop soon, and maybe then d5 after that. I think first we'll play queen b6, though, to attack the b2 pawn. He'll probably play like rook b1 or b3. Okay, he plays b3. I think now we'll just play knight to... probably just knight to h5 here, I guess. Hey, Confused Giraffe. Okay, so he plays knight d2. Now the question is, do I take the bishop immediately, or do I go for knight to f4 here? Here on Twitch, there's another GM streaming. His name's Hansen. Yeah, I know Grandmaster Eric Hansen. I've played him on a couple different sites a couple times. So I think we'll go knight f4 here. If he takes, we take back, and then our dark square bishop is open. Seems like a okay idea. He'll play knight c4, I'll play queen c7. He played blind bullet earlier today, that was insane. Yeah, he's pretty good. I'm definitely no joke there. So do we take c3, or do we just push g5 and guard the pawn? Take c3 or push the pawn. I think we'll take the pawn there. Now we'll just go back to e5. Knight c4, I'll play queen c7. And back to c7. So we're up a pawn right now, keeping the f4 pawn defended. We're going to play probably something like h5 pretty soon. H5 and then bishop to g4 is an idea. I think we'll go for that. So up a pawn, just trying to kind of convert from here. We're going to capture back with our pawn. c6 is weak, but we'll play like rook b6 to guard it probably, and then bishop g4 is going to come pretty soon. So I think we'll just play... I think we'll just play rook b6 to guard this. Up a pawn, but maybe not the easiest position in the world, but definitely not a bad one or anything like that. We could also play f3 to sacrifice a pawn here. Let's go bishop g4 though. No need to complicate things, and then we'll just retreat to d7. Rook to c8. I'm going to play c5 pretty soon, probably. I should also play bishop e6 pretty soon, too. Bishop e6 and c5. We'll go c5 here. And now we'll go rook to... Rook e6. Or rook c6, sorry. He's going to trade queens and take the e5 pawn. And then I'll play bishop e6 and c4 most likely. Or some kind of combination of that. He's going to get a pawn back. It could become a little bit drawish, but should still be okay for me here. Take e5. Bishop to b5. Missed this one. Alright, we're going here. And we're down the exchange right now. Definitely messed this one up a little bit. So good play by Fibunk at this point. Just play king g7. Let's go rook to d6. Rook to c6. Check. Check. Bishop to c6. We do pick up a pawn here at least. Play king f8 to attack the rook there. And then bishop to... looks like bishop back to e8. He's probably going to just play rook c1 and just trap the bishop, though. Yeah. Let's see if we can push these pawns, maybe. Yeah, this is a pretty bad situation for me at the moment. G5. Get over here. 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 Take. King d4. King e3. We have a checkmate threat. Rook to h1 check is a checkmate threat. This is actually not like the worst position in the world. I have these three pawns that are somehow not bad. Oh, looks like we're back even in material. I think we're going to win this one, surprisingly. Yeah, that's, I'm sorry about that, Fibunk. That was, I'm mad. Phone call. Sorry. Okay, so I guess we're analyzing this one. That was a interesting swindle for ourselves. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. So let me analyze this real quick, and then I'll show you guys about the free month of coaching. So Fibunk played e4. We go c5, knight f3, d6, take. He played c3. I could have taken and knight took, and that's kind of like the Smith-Morra gambit. Pretty fine to play as black, but sometimes can be a little bit difficult to play against if you don't know the correct setups and things like that. I usually kind of veer for the safer path. I kind of give white the pawn back. Now his knight can't go to c3, for example, and we just continue our development. h6, castle, knight d4, play d5 here. He takes the knight, attacking my queen. I take back, bishop g3, rook b8 hitting the pawn. Oops, that's too far. Queen e2, rook e8, queen b6 hitting the pawn again. b3, knight h5, knight d2, knight f4. Now we do have the opened up bishop on g7, which is really nice for us. Queen f3 takes, rook c1, and bishop e5. In hindsight, maybe just taking this and playing g5 is maybe a little bit better. That way there's no knight c4 problems like that was a little bit annoying to us. However, this should be also still like fairly equal, maybe like e5 even, to attack the c6 pawn or something like that. Instead, though, I played bishop e5, knight c4, queen c7, bishop b1. So we're still up a pawn here. h5, take, take. The problem for us, though, is that our c6 pawn's very weak, and I probably should not be so concerned with holding on to it because it's more of a hassle than a benefit to us, really. So after bishop e2, rook c8, queen a5, c5, rook d5. Kind of underestimated this move. Now it's actually tough to guard this pawn. I can't really guard it very well. Rook c6 though takes. In hindsight, of course, I should take this way. He would take the pawn, and then it's even in material. I did just kind of completely miss, kind of moving quickly. I kind of completely missed bishop b5 here. I just kind of assumed he'd take the pawn, but bishop b5 very strong. I can't move the rook really anywhere, or else he'll just be up a full piece, which is not very good. I'd rather be down the exchange than a full piece in a position like this, in my opinion. So rook b7, take, take, takes, bishop e8. If I played rook d7, he would just automatically trade off the pieces, so I played bishop e8, rook c7, rook b6, he takes the pawn. If I have any chance of winning this, I don't know how I won it, honestly. But if there's any chance of winning this, I have to keep my rook on the board. If my rook disappears, then I have no shot. Rook to c5, rook d6, rook d5. I've got to avoid the trade. Get the check. Get another check. Bishop c6, takes, takes. So now I'm still definitely worse here, but at least I have an active rook, and maybe the bishop can somehow wiggle into the game. Rook c5, king f8, rook a7, bishop e8. Now I'm just going to lose the bishop, as we saw, but I do have, somehow, I have these pawns that can rush up the board. We go on a little king walk at this point, a little king adventure. Once I get the king to e3, you really just have to play rook e2 here to cut off my king, and then play like rook d6 check, and then I'm probably going to get mated pretty soon, right in the middle of the board, honestly. But after rook a4, I get king e3, and I pick up the pawn. Now it's not so easy, because these pawns are just going to march faster than your a pawn and your b pawn are. I definitely avoid the rook trade, king g3 and f3. And here, I'm just going to push the pawn, swing over here, and win the game that way. If he goes here, I just attack, go to attack this guy, and then push this and make the queen and win the game there. So, sorry about the swindle there, Fibunk, but good games, good games. Better than a mouse slip, at least. All right.